Hello, hello. It's Tracy Daviero from Your VA Mentor. Welcome to our new day. I'm going to do our lives. I'm going to change up our graphics and everything, and I'm going to be doing our lives on Tuesday from now on. It just works better in my schedule. I typically don't work Mondays. My family is off on Mondays. And so my husband and my son. So oftentimes just running around, trying to get out the door to go and do things and that kind of thing. So rather than try to squeeze everything in and that kind of thing, particularly because it's the summertime, I've decided to move these to Tuesday. So I hope you will join me here, and we will still do them weekly and get you some information that will help you to manage and run your VA business better. Today, I want to talk to you about implementing what you learn. I have been out of the office a lot lately. The last 3 months or so have been going to events, in my intensive mastermind with my coach, a trip to San Antonio to do some speaking and teaching. I hosted my own events, the VA Online Conference and the VA Live Conference in Ottawa. And I'm going to tell you, it's been nuts. So although I'm there at these events as a trainer in some cases, I always learn something. It doesn't matter where I go. The other events that I've been to as well, networking events or training events, it doesn't matter what I learn or what I'm doing in there. I always learn something. So what I want to talk to you about, because I think sometimes what happens is we can get really involved in learning, especially when you're a new VA or you haven't started yet. Excuse me, I have a brutal, very sore throat, so I'm trying to pace my talking so that I don't cough. And I have to teach a course in 10 minutes. But when you are beginning as a VA, and I've done this, so I know exactly what you're doing. There's so much to learn, or you feel like there's so much to learn. You don't want to miss out. So you book, time for all kinds of webinars, all kinds of learning. You look at blog posts, you watch Facebook Lives, you do all this kind of stuff. And like I say, I have done this, so I understand. So what I want to, it's just one point today. Usually I give you 3, but it's just one thing that I want to teach you today, and that is to implement what you learn. Now, if you attend a big, say Facebook ads, webinar or training or Facebook Live or whatever somebody's doing, if you attend some kind of training that is something that someone has taught you in these small bits. That's why I try to teach just a little bit in these lives, because I find that, anything more than that is overwhelming. And so what I want you to do is I want you to take one thing that you can implement now in your business. So for instance, if somebody is teaching, as I said, about Facebook Lives, find one, or Facebook ads, take one thing that you can do in your business right now that will lead to what that person has taught you. Because what happens is we take all this learning, we spend all this time, and we worry that we don't have clients, but we're really not looking for clients. We just keep trying to learn the next thing. And so what I challenge you to do on a regular basis, but particularly today, is look at the last training that you took, whatever that is. Like I say, whether it's just a Facebook Live, whether it's a blog post that you've read and you bookmarked it, or you saved it, or you noted it in some way, whether it's a webinar you were on, whether it's an actual training course that you've taken part in, and look for that one thing that you can implement in your business today. It's a really, really good habit to develop so that you can glean the information that you need from that thing at the time. Because maybe you're reading you took the Facebook ads course to learn how to do them, but you're not going to implement it in your business for 6 months or more. That's what happens a lot, right? You think you need to know the latest thing, but then you don't even use it. You're not really set up to use it, but you don't want to miss out on the information. Well, I'm here to tell you, particularly with social media, that these things change all the time. So if you're not looking to implement it right now, whatever that is, then first of all, I'd say don't waste your time taking it, and just say, okay, I know that that's going to be around whenever I need to take it. Put it on your list of things that maybe you'd like to investigate at some point. But definitely, if you haven't already taken it, I wouldn't take that step, because it's just it's a whole bunch more clutter in your head, especially if you're either not started yet or just about to start, or trying to get started. You're just cluttering yourself with all of these things that you don't really need to use yet. But if you have taken something, then I would say go and look for that one thing that you can implement now, because there's always something, there's always one thing. Now, if it's as simple as for Facebook ads, for instance, custom audiences. Well, maybe that's the thing that you need to do, is get a mailing list set up, right? That's the one thing, because in order to take an audience and put it into Facebook so you can target ads to people, you need to have some kind of a list. So if it's not an emailing software, maybe it's a spreadsheet where you have to start pulling your contacts together. So whatever that one thing is, if you don't have it in place yet, make that your goal, and then you can move towards. And then by the time you're doing some things, you've got your marketing message down, you know who it is that you want to market to, then you can take that list of people and you can upload it to your Facebook ads when the time is right, right? So, and it may not be Facebook ads, it could be, how to use Pinterest to help your clients market their business and that kind of thing. If there are things that are valid for your service offerings right now, then absolutely training is great. But if it's stuff that you just think you sort of think you're going to miss out on, so you need to get it done, or you're just too afraid to take that step forward and you keep learning, that's what I do, is I challenge you to stop right now, stop doing that. But if you do take something, first of all, make sure that it's a good use of your time. And secondly, find that one thing that you can implement from that person. We just did this at the live conference in Ottawa, the Live VA conference, where at the end of our session, we had 6 speakers, I think, 1, 2, 3, anyway, 5 or 6 speakers. And so what I did at the end of the day with everyone as the host of the event was I challenged them to look for the 3 things that they learned from each speaker that they could take away. And so I said, at least 1, maybe 3, if you can find 3. So we had all taken really good notes through the day. But I'm really, really big on action. I really want you need to take action for your business to exist and to survive and to all of that kind of stuff. So you really need to make sure that you are taking steps forward all the time. And learning is not a step forward unless you are actually taking action. So find that one thing in everything that you do, and you'll find that learning is a lot more fun. You don't have that fear of missing out, because you will get to see, if you sit through a webinar and you realize there's nothing that you can implement at this point, then you're not where you need to be taking that program. So alrighty, or that webinar or that Facebook Live or whatever it is. So I hope that's helpful for you today. I will see you here next Tuesday. I've also removed the times from these because I just want to be able to come to you as the inspiration strikes. And during the summer, frankly, I spend a lot of time outside, so it may be out in my backyard by my pool. So I will, but I'm still going to be coming to you every Tuesday. We'll be here, and I look forward to seeing you live or listening to the replay. And I would love to hear your comments and questions about the topics that we discuss here. So take care. I hope you have a super week, and we'll chat soon.